Hmm.
Clean up a little bit.
Thank you. Grab those sheets for me.
WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest Black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. I didn't love you, you and I know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy, you make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy.
Keep calling me, give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million, you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the ease you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying, you know my love is never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That ease, that ease, that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm trying to get it, that ease. Need it, that ease. Put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
I don't know
what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got none over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I wanna check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me I'll let you get away. And all the
WIIFTVPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Because I'm not. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show on a Friday. Friday. Wait, it ain't just got paid. Whew, I'm like, dang. Is it payday already? No, thank God. But it seems like I'll be coming out of the weekend, and you all will be talking about. Ain't it pay? Man, please. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus my man, DJ Riis, the rule in the building on a Friday. Y'all, it is, did Ashanti not stop by? Did she, she might, you know what? It's okay, though. Baby, because it's the Hyde Park Summerfest this weekend. People is getting ready. You seen the rules? They like, why black people be mad at the rules that they'll follow when they go to the white people stuff?
Oh, MG.
What? We shouldn't be mad at the stuff. Like, I'm saying now, if you go to the Coldplay concert, they gonna be like, no bags, no. They
Did the same thing when I went to the Coldplay concert as if I was at a Lil Wayne concert. The same exact thing.
No, you didn't. No, you could do that. That you could do. Yeah. That's different. I'm talking about, dang gone well, you can't bring no cooler to the. You can't bring no cooler to the. Not. How do people that spend all the money that's supposed to be trying to sell their goods and where it's supposed to make money, if the black people gonna be mad when they come? Why black people? Now you want a safe festival. Mm-hmm. But you want to let everybody. You want to bring your Louis Vuitton 20-pound bag. You want no guns. You want to be safe, but you want to bring your bag. No, it's okay though. You know how black people do.
You know how we do.
Y'all better let them people do their thing and go ahead and let us have a good time. Why you got to move it off 53rd Street? Why you got to make me pay for something? Cause man, black people deserve. Now, let me tell you. Now, let Buster show up let Buster, somebody bring you Ashanti, Buster, Janae Aiko, Jazzy Jeff, all of this crazy lineup in your neighborhood.
Hold on. How could you not say Lupe?
Who? Lupe. That's the dude on the Kanye record with the skateboard thing. Don't he got a Karate Man show or something?
Maze, that's the most disrespectful thing I heard you say all week.
What?
Hoope?
You said, I'm saying, maybe I'm just older. I hear people being like, he like one of the best, but I be like,
oh, Maze.
Is this like one of them Kendrick Lamar things I gotta do?
You have, Maze. You are missing out.
No, I'm not really hip hop like that no more.
But you ain't hip hop, but you Black Power.
Okay.
Lupe.
That's what I said, Lupe.
Oh. You missed the Lupe? You didn't.
Bro, I was there. If he was out there the same time. First of all, like by the time, if I would have hopped on the skateboard, by the time Lupe was out, I was rolling my Segway. It was a little advanced. You know what I'm saying? I was on to cars, skateboards, cars. My skateboard phase was like,
at least one Lupe song.
If it the one on the Kanye song, on the Kanye record, on the first Kanye record with Pamela Anderson in the video,
with the Evil Knievel thing.
That's the one I know, and I don't even know. I can't even think of it. If you gotta tell me. No, I don't. So am I missing what? I'm not gonna diss the young rappers if you tell them. First of all, he from Chicago, so I can't hate.
Lupe ain't even young for real.
I mean, nah, kick, push, coast. Okay, do y'all do realize I'm 51?
Lupe like 40 something.
Okay,
maybe
so
30
let me.
something, 40
Okay,
something.
so I would not be.
I feel like that was like.
I tapped out right around. I'm sorry, I'm kicking. I tapped out right around Kanye. I take the new Jay album. I don't think I might have bought a Drake album like when it was like, all I do is win, no matter what.
That's DJ Khaled.
Okay, well,
Did you have a Zune?
Huh?
A Zune. Remember those Zune players?
No.
Huh.
No,
I just know Lupe had a big
Apple
thing about that. Okay,
right. That's probably why I was an Apple. I was an Apple guy, so I had an iPod. Then I had the iPod that played the videos. Remember that? Y'all don't remember that, see? No. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Okay. See, and then when they came out with the black one, you couldn't tell me nothing. That's when I used to be at Club Reunion, and they used to fall off the truck all the time. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. No, nothing about no skateboard pushing, kicking. You know, that's when y'all start. That skateboard stuff is where it all started to go downhill, though. For real, because that's when y'all started doing the white people stuff.
Oh, no.
See, I'm just telling you, y'all started doing, first of all, y'all started skateboarding, then y'all started wearing the clothes then it was like, they was like, how about you have a pill? Then they was like, how about you have a mushroom?
Yeah,
did you
right
see,
party like a rock star.
Right, see, yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they was starting right then.
I'm telling you.
That was more of the Lil Wayne.
But Lil Wayne was a skater.
But Lupe and Lil Wayne are like two divergent paths.
Now get back to
no. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, Maze.
He made like Lupe though.
Lil Wayne started skateboarding really to like reinvent himself. That's like his thing, reinvent himself. Lupe, he was skating when he was little. They had they had a crew, the Dirty Ghetto Kids. Like they was. So it's like a whole different like lifestyle. Like
I got you, but then Lil Wayne jumped in it. But I'm just saying that's when like that, the going to the skate park and then seeing the white boys and the dirty ghetto kids. That's their name.
That's it's turned into a clothing brand.
Right, but I mean it's probably like because they went to the skate parks with all the rich kids and then they was dirty ghetto kids, but they learned how to trick and then like all the white kids was like, ooh, cool, dude. And then I'm telling you, that's when the cross clash of the cultures came. And then like, do y'all remember the movie Kids? Mm-hmm. Okay, so see, skateboarders. See, I'm telling you, every skateboard movie you see, they be on heroin and living and be always the one black dude.
How you gonna stereotype people that skateboard?
I'm saying if you watch all the movies with the skateboarders, some kind of way somebody is doing some heroin because they done hurt themselves on the daggone. They start with the opioids and then they break their arm skateboarding, and then the next thing you know, they be like, let me get an opioid. Then they be like, I need some heroin. Then they be...
Wait, let me get an opioid.
Right, let me get an opioid pill.
Do you feel like you should, this is like totally like off topic, but do you feel like you should be able to walk into your doctor's office and say like, give me an opioid?
No, but you can. And I think that's part of the problem. Did you watch? Okay, you gotta watch the show on about the dope fiend doctor. About when Michael Key, I can't think, Dope Sick. You gotta watch Dope Sick, and then when you see that and you see how they was like, hey, yes, you can. And they put the ads on TV to tell you ever watch the TV ad and be like, oh, I got that.
Yep.
Then you go to the doctor and be like, hey, I got that AstraZeneca problem.
They probably about to like put legislation in place to change that, the direct marketing of drugs to consumers. They're about to put some protections in place. Because really, like, that's kind of, how am I going to my doctor's office? I'm like, yeah, I saw a commercial.
Ruthie, I'm telling you, you ever been to the doctor's office?
That's what happens all the time.
But have you been to the doctor's office and seen that thing with the happy faces to the mad faces, and it's the pain scale? Mm-hmm. That is so that you can take opioids. You point to it and say, I got this much pain. They be like, oh, you got a 300.
Yes, but like, not necessarily.
I'm telling you,
like
the invention of it.
Yeah, okay, so my understanding of the invention of the scale from the number system to the smiley face was to make it easier for people to be able to identify their pain levels. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a direct correlation to the opioid epidemic that we have going on, but that was my understanding that, we feel better in emojis like versus numbers, and that's why it switched to the little smiley faces.
Exactly. So you could say
pain management is a real thing. Like
pain management became a real thing.
No,
though.
it is a real thing.
I got you.
Like if you have ever why you saw that man shot them people up because he had that back pain. Like pain management is a thing, and I learned this with going to the doctor and having pain. Like if you can't manage your pain, then you literally it's debilitating to your life. How can you get down to the root cause of what's causing the pain? Like pain management is a real thing. So I don't take people's addictions to opioids and stuff like that lightly. I think it's just unfortunate that we live in a healthcare system that it's more profitable to pump people with pills instead of doing straight up preventative care. So really, it's the system. Burn it down.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, when your arm hurt, pass me an opioid. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just telling you. I am so. After you watch Dope Sick, you just be like, when you think about the fact that literally a legitimate company figured out how to process heroin and put it in a pill and make sure that you can and repackage it. I'm not tripping on the pain medication, but they created a whole, and when you see how they targeted it's crazy to see how, you know how in Snowfall they targeted black people with with crack? Mm-hmm. They targeted initially Appalachian towns and small country towns and doctors and stuff like that, to spread the opioid. You gotta watch Dope Sick. All right, it's the Mace Jackson Show. That's Ruthie Moore. Ruthie Moore, how you feeling today though on a Friday? I see you got a fresh T-shirt on.
Yes, my Robin Patrice special.
You got on the Robin Patrice. What yours say?
Something like a bomb.
Boom. Mine say, I love being black. Shit, dangerous, but it's dope.
I think Riis got one too.
Riis got one too, man. Riis, what you got today? What you ride? Sorry. Speaking of DJ Riis the Ruler, DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today, man?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest is Friday, man.
Hey, man, tell me what did you get? You got a Robin Patrice shirt?
For sure. I saw y'all had all black, so I went and got my black one. I got a unicorn on, man. I like it.
A unicorn? You said it's feeling like I don't give a Jiffish day. Oh,
yeah, she did it the right way. They don't make no more of me, so yeah.
What? Yeah. What is the unicorn? So I used to think that the unicorn was No,
it means unique. Man, I saw a unicorn.
Yeah, because they don't exist no more.
Some you ain't never seen.
Apparently
that's me.
Apparently Noah left him. He didn't put him on the ark.
Put him on the boat. They got a goat one. Have you ever seen a goat unicorn?
Yeah.
They baked the one Speaking of goats, what's up? What's up with old girl? What's up with Steve Harvey? Daughter. She out the chain, boy. Didn't you see she took a photo yesterday? Hey man, I must have been talking about my Instagram because all of a sudden yesterday on my Instagram it was different people and pictures in there.
Look, I say that the other day.
Lori Harvey was in my Instagram and she took a picture with a goat, and now she kicking it with the white guy. She nice. She left the Black Panther for Jack Harlow. How you leave this Black Panther for Jack Harlow?
Easy.
Oh, Ruthie, don't say it. He got a pension. Why you say easy? That's terrible.
Some people probably been broke up for a long time. We just finding out about it.
Because she out here.
I can't believe stuff like that.
Trying to have trends. A hot girl summer.
I cannot believe stuff like that trends in the media.
A hot girl summer out here.
Right.
Black man trying to settle down. He trying to put a ring on it. He trying to do all the things that she want to have a hoochie daddy short summer.
She in her 20s. She said, you ain't about to lock me down. I'm good.
You know what? I can respect that.
She said she in her 20s.
I can respect that.
Yeah, she in her 20s.
Okay. 30 come quick, sis. All right, y'all.
Real quick.
Real quick. Yeah, hey man, that Instagram slide they gonna take. Remember, you better be cool. They ain't gonna let you put them filters on in Illinois. I've been noticing a lot less posts on Instagram though. I must say, since they took away the filters, where everybody been, man? I ain't been seeing them. You know how people be
just gonna use the filter on Snapchat.
But they don't got filters on Instagram no more.
Or like Facebook.
But you can just
for the facial recognition. You got the suit and
but you can just take it on Snapchat and then put it over there.
Did y'all fill out for y'all Google check?
Mine just be coming because of the.
I'm saying, did you fill it out though? You got till September.
It's $40. You give me my $40.
You sure it's 40? The Facebook checks was almost 400.
I did. I think I got a couple Facebook checks.
Fill out for your checks.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Illinois law. lawmakers.
Illinois lawmakers. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Ruthie Moore, and DJ Riis the Rule on a Friday. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, Riis. But before we do, let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. When we come back, we'll get you some headlines, the social media question of the day, and then Ruthie, did you watch the January 6th video?
I watched some of it.
All right, well, we're gonna watch it today on the show because I think it's important that everybody check it out. We'll talk about it some more when we come back after these messages.
WIIFTBPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Glitter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:34 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update as we head over to sports. Yesterday, the White Sox will lose 11-9 to the Dodgers. Today, late on the day, will be Game 4 of the NBA Finals as the Golden State Warriors looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead. And Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors looking to even things tonight on ABC. That's 8 p.m. tonight. Let's head over to traffic now on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 34 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 26 on the Edens. Deerfield to the Exchange will be 29 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 26. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 34 minutes. 30 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 39 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 36 minutes. 28 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes back to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 63 and partly cloudy. Today will be a beautiful high of 75 with a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday. Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Please.
Gethsemane, Gethsemane, the Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane, the Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane, the Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane, the Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore, my man DJ Riis, the ruler. Shout out to Church Chicago. That's right. God's gonna turn it around. This is the Saints. Saints, when you hear that, you know that it is time that the Saints join us every day on WBGX 1570 AM, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8. That's for the Saints. Now, if you're one of the sinners, then you join us every day at 6 and you stay till 9. That means you got to get here early and you got to stay late because you got to pay that extra tithe. Plus, you got to get some extra prayers because you know God gonna bless you real good. Ruthie, I did not get through the headlines, but I don't know. You told me you saw a little part of it, the January 6th committee hearings from the Congressional hearings. A little disturbing. There was a plot of conspiracy. Mm-hmm. And I got some interest. I want to chat on it a little bit later. But what were your thoughts on it?
I would say so I had a few revelations from what I could sit through.
Okay.
And one of them was, I cannot believe Trump had a whole 7-point plan to overturn the election. That was interesting. The second thing is, remember how when it first happened, like black people, we was like, how did they, just let them do all this? Da, 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 da. And we saw how disproportionate the response was to just black people organizing and then a whole National Guard being present versus nothing for the Capitol. And so to know that it was a concerted effort, like an organized plan, and even within the organized plan that our federal government didn't protect, our national treasure, it just really does speak to how much they was all in on it.
So I didn't get to watch it all because I was busy, Bring, bring, bring. But it was all good. So I decided that at 7 o'clock we gonna watch the video because I watched a part of it. Mm-hmm. Yo, it was crazy. You think Donald Trump gonna kick his daughter to the curb because she was like?
No, they talked about that. If a real father ain't gonna sacrifice his daughter.
You think he ain't? You think he real fatherish?
I think he was like, go ahead, say what you need to say, because everybody can't go down.
Right, because you have to be the spawn.
So I'm not even mad. That's what he really should do as her father. She shouldn't be taking the fall for his foolishness.
Okay. Man, do you think, I guess when they call you and say, yo, you want to be down with us, we about to take this, we about to keep this joint.
Literally, Clarence Thomas' wife, Supreme Court, come on, it's.
We gonna watch it.
Yeah. It's almost like they really trying to sweep it they tried to sweep it under the rug and act like it was just a demonstration. But what I wonder, and I don't have the answers to this, is when them people went in there, when that mob went in there looking for Nancy Pelosi, if they would have found her, what would they have done?
They had a gallows out there.
Do you think they would have
Yes.
caused
yes.
harm, strung her up?
Yeah.
In the gallows that they built?
I think she would have been swinging in the Capitol. I think the video of that would have been I think somebody, like, I feel like if you watch pieces and parts of it, it takes the one person to kick it off. Like, once the person breaks that invisible barrier, like when somebody, like a stop sign makes you stop. There's an invisible barrier like when a police officer says stop, there's something in you. When that person that finally says no and people are whipped up to a frenzy, and one person says, nah, you ain't stopping this. When they...
Let me ask you one more thing. Okay, so like a lot of the it's based on like footage that this dude shot, right? Mm-hmm. And they were saying like at first that the government thought he was in on it because, he got this up close footage, like this 4K, And I said to myself, like, I kind of think he might have been in on it. Like, and he just like, all right, let me go ahead and...
He was embedded.
And I feel like, okay, the government was like, okay, let's make him a government asset, get him a pass, and let him go with, I was just filming a documentary.
Right.
But there's no way that you can be that embedded in something like that and not be embedded in something like that, because how you know, I don't know. I just thought it was a bit interesting.
That's why if you listen to him, he said, I needed y'all to subpoena it from me. Right? Like, I needed you all to subpoena the footage from me because I couldn't just give it to you because of my concerns about... It was a lot that I saw and packed in just little segments that I did see. I was like, oh, he lying. Ooh, he lying. I was like, I turned on. I was like,
with like immunity. Like, it's almost like they like, okay, you did your job. You gave us the footage.
But I feel like, I feel like they thought of themselves as like imagine if you had a video camera to document the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Mm-hmm. Like, that to me is what he was doing. Like, yes. They wanted to have the video documentation of the meeting of the truth.
Taking back the country.
These are our streets, boy. They is like, hey, Joe, I'm going to show y'all this video. Y'all going to be like, well, hello. However, I do have, you know me, I got to throw a bomb in the middle of it. Well, I'll talk about it in a minute. All right, more Madigan insights. I don't know if you saw. I told you that this thing was when they've been releasing more information from the tapes, and they're unredacting names. They revealed his son a little bit into this. The one thing that jumped out to me was when Mike McClain said, if everybody would just obey. Like, that's just hard for me to hear.
Why?
I don't obey. Like, that's like sit. Stay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, if everybody, like, my way is it.
Maybe I think it's just a word choice. What if he would have said, if everybody fall in line, would that sound different to your ears?
It was fine, but I feel like it was meant obey, not fall in line.
Not fall in
line. Abraham Bolden, in case you don't know, he was the first black Secret Service person. He finally got a presidential pardon. He was a Secret Service agent for President Kennedy. He complained about the racism at the Secret Service, so they accused him of taking a bribe. First time they could not convict him. They then came back and convicted him, and he spent time in prison. But it was all because he complained about the racism in the Secret Service. Now, you know that to get in the Secret Service back then, you had to already prove you think like you look like them and act like us. Mm. So then for him to make it, and then they still treat you. Can you imagine what it took to be like, to make it to the top of the pile, to have to get disrespected and be like kind of on the other team?
No. Like, I can't imagine. Like,
I've done all this and y'all still treat me. That's how I used to feel.
But then think about this. Like, think about how many presidents he done been through and ain't got a pardon.
All right. Shout out to Commissioner Stanley Moore for honoring him yesterday. Joe Ferguson, remember him? He has declared himself out of the mayor's race because he is going to be studying. Guess where?
Where?
University of Chicago. He's going to study he's going to study Chicago government and why it is dysfunctional. He wants to get to the bottom of our patronage system, that why Chicago doesn't work. And so, I wish I was famous so I could retire and then give me a job at the University of Chicago. And I just want to be like, I want to study white people. I would like to.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just saying.
You could do it. We need more black people in research.
I guess what do you think they'll let me? You think I could get into the University of Chicago?
I think so.
You think I don't know if I'm smart enough.
You don't gotta be smart.
How smart you gotta be? Just smart?
You just gotta be smart enough to know the right people.
Oh, I don't know nobody. They already probably like, get him. Let me see what else. Black men reparations, guaranteed income, starting to go down the path. I want Salim. If we can find Cam Howard, I'd love to talk to him today at 8:00. Just because, the Reparations Committee had a meeting yesterday. 15 weeks since the last one.
What Reparations Committee?
The Reparations Subcommittee in the Department of Health, chaired by Alderman Rod Sawyer. Yesterday, Cam Howard testified that guaranteed income is a form of reparations. A guaranteed income for black men is a form of reparations that should be considered as part of the universal basic income. It was tying he said the average person, black man, is if you're between the ages of 16 and 40, the unemployment rate is 50%. Black men in Chicago, which then contributes to the
16 and 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost everybody.
Right. So, I got a job, you don't. I got a job, you don't. I got a job, you don't. Which I could actually see that out west, Joe. And if you think about all the guys that are like, just take like Madison and Pulaski, or take I don't want to say 60, but I mean take 79. Like, how many people really are going to work every day that have a job that sustains them? How many people have a combo economy or a completely off the grid economy that's they hustle? Right? And you think about how many black men that have, but I don't know that I want to call that reparations. Right? I don't know that I want that, but I want to talk to Cam and I want to talk to Salim about that. And we'll talk about it at 8:00. So if those guys wake up by that time, we can talk about it. What else we got? Bernie Sanders is going to be in town to endorse Jonathan Jackson. You think he's going to come downstairs?
You said Bernie Sanders?
Uh-huh. Jonathan right there. I wonder if Bernie Sanders is going to come over there.
Now that's interesting.
Well, Jonathan Jackson was Bernie Sanders' campaign co-chair in Illinois for the presidential run.
Bernie Sanders don't believe in reparations. That's my only gripe with Bernie Sanders. But I do like his other economic policies. But if you Jewish and you telling me that you don't believe in reparations, I can't go.
I'm going to tell you, Bernie Sanders, I feel like, would that make you vote for somebody?
What?
Who does Bernie Sanders, are the Bernie Bros still a thing?
I like, low-key, I was a Bernie supporter. And I think Bernie could have beat Trump. Hillary wasn't beating Trump, but Bernie could have beat Trump. But everybody, I think there was a groundswell of support for Bernie Sanders but it was too much at one time for the older generations. Like, it was just too much. Bernie was trying to, no student debt, universal basic, like all these things. It was just like, whoa, we can't turn the country around that fast. We need Hillary. And y'all see Hillary, it couldn't even cut the mustard because people wanted a candidate that they could be excited about. It's like Bernie had a cult following just like Trump. Hillary ain't had that cult following. I saw the writing on the wall, but Bernie was seen as just too radical. Now, again, I stopped supporting Bernie because I said I'm a supporter of reparations, and he does not believe in reparations for descendants of slaves. So that I couldn't really rock with him. But I think a Bernie Sanders endorsement holds more weight with white people than black people. So maybe Jonathan Jackson will be able to scoop up the white votes in the 1st Congressional District a little bit.
Interesting. It seems like the white folks in his district are conservative, right? So they would be leaning, those would probably be the Republicans, right? So you make the district safe, right? So the white people that you bring in are going to be voting Republican, so they'll never get their voice heard. So but we'll talk about it. So that's interesting that you say that. Yeah. Get to watch that, though, because, you know, he come in and sneak one in against the team. We're going to have to tell Bernie thing or two. All right. And then Joe Biden. Check this out. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris yesterday, while the hearings were going on, went to the Summit of Americas, Ruthie. You know what that is? That's the meeting, and they said that the Western Hemisphere should be. There's no reason we shouldn't be the leading hemisphere in the world. You know, that means North America and South America. But the South Americans was like, but the people at the, you know how the United States used to show up and everybody be like, I be quiet, and then I be talking again. They was like, hold on, dog. How you get to pick who is America's? If our friends from Cuba and wherever else they said, Argentina and I don't know what the other one was, because they said you can't come if you ain't a democracy. And the other folks was like, hold on, man. Yo, Cuba is, and stop trying to, look, let them people do what they do. If they got their own thing, but you don't be coming around here telling us it's America's, but only the Americas that you say is the Americas.
No, yes we do. We America.
What?
That's the benefit of being America. You can tell people what to do.
Okay. Well, I'm look at Ruthie turning into a hawk. See, there go Warhawk Ruthie. Warhawk, national security Ruthie.
National security is near and dear to my heart. Like this odd planet. Everybody else just visiting.
Okay, all right.
But that is my
burn it down. Meanwhile, then when the Russians come, she gonna be like dun 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 dun. Burn it down.
Maze, that's one of the hard parts. Sometimes I feel like about being black, and being a black American. Is I love America so much, but sometimes she don't be treating me right.
I'm telling you, you know,
so
Chris.
It's like, listen now, America, on a global stage, you want me to, but dang, can I get a little love?
You know, Ruthie, this is what Chris Rock said. Chris Rock said, being black in America is like having an uncle who paid for your college, but he molested you when you was a kid. That's what it's like being black in America.
No. I think you're continued to be molested because America just don't molest you when you're black and you a child. You're getting touched until you hit the grave. Unfortunately.
Damn. You sure know how to put a damper on a damperish thing.
Cause I just like when I travel internationally, America is you're not gonna. We got some. And I do feel like the reshaping of the country is happening, the reshaping of the globe. And I just want better positionality for me and my people in the reshaping.
I'm telling you, I think it's getting ready to get worse before it gets better. And I think when you listen to that Ted Cruz, and when you think about what happened at Harvard, I think that there is going to be, in this reshaping, if we are not careful, we will become the scapegoats.
Yes, the permanent underclass that everybody uses to themselves up.
I think we already are that.
But see, I feel like yes, we are that, but it's one of those things where this is just my personal belief. It's hinged upon the debt that is owed to us. Because they know we coming for it. And so America gonna try to do whatever they can to suppress swaths of black descendants of slaves from organizing themselves to make a real play for reparations. And that's why they giving out universal basic incomes. That's why they doing all this stuff, student loan forgiveness, to sort of quash the movement that's happening for reparations.
And I also think that what they're doing is working to use everybody, other marginalized groups, to minimize the so usually when everybody is screaming like, yeah, we've been discriminated against too. We've been discriminated. Well, if we take care of everybody else.
People of color us.
Then everybody else gonna be like, what you tripping on? You didn't take advantage of the same things. I just think we gotta be super, super, super vigilant in this space because it's going crazy. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I want to continue this conversation, a little conversation that we started earlier. So, Riis, why don't you get the button together, and then when you're ready, you got the volume turned up. Let's go.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
All right, y'all ready? Do you all know Jack Del Rio? Jack Del Rio is the defensive coordinator for the Washington Commandos. That's the old Washington Redskins. It's a football team. Jack Del Rio was, I believe, a Denver Bronco back in the day. Maybe I think he was, but regardless, he was a fearsome defender. I actually liked him back in the day. Like he was like a hitter, right? Like football back in the day, football. The president of the NAACP recently asked for him to be fired because he said something along the lines of, he basically said there was a dust up at the Capitol and he didn't understand why everybody was so bent out of shape. He then proceeded to say, he implied that he watched the country be destroyed from his TV set all around as fires and people destroyed cities, towns after George Floyd, and nobody was prosecuted. And it got me to thinking, for the social media question of the day, what was the difference between the George Floyd uprisings and January 6th? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What was the difference? So let me back up. As a black person, black man, it was the outrage, the outpouring of outrage for what we saw. But I kind of feel like we catching a lot of hell in that space. I don't know that it was just black folks tearing up stuff. I think it
wasn't.
And so, this is kind of my point, right? So if you realize that it wasn't black people, like if you take Black Lives Matter out of the words Black Lives Matter out of it, I feel like there is a similarity between January 6th and the George Floyd uprisings, even though I think when you think George Floyd uprisings, the implication is that it's black people. I don't think black people was all out in the streets, going downtown, destroying cities and towns and all of that good stuff. I feel like that was white folks. And so I'm not justifying, but I do see I feel like that was white folks getting outside and it was like, I don't want to be under assault because white folks took our lick back. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Ruthie, you was over there. Right. Give me something. Talk to me.
Oh, I was writing.
You was writing a note. You wasn't passing notes. Reach out. You and Ruthie passing notes in class?
No, I wrote this for you because I had to start a to-do list.
Do I have to get the names to Tennille? Is that what we're doing on the morning show?
You have to do that.
So the names. So how would you like them broken down, Madam Tennille, since Ruthie can't do the show? Since she got it.
I can multitask, Maze. What was your question again?
See?
Just fine.
So social media question of the day. What was the difference between the George Floyd uprisings and January 6th? And I really got to be honest with you. I think we got to take ourselves a little bit. I think we kind of claim the George Floyd uprisings. Mm-hmm. But the George Floyd uprisings that sent white people off weren't necessarily us, in my opinion.
I think both of those things, and this is my perspective because this is just how I see the world, is you have to root both of them in history. Like you got to start from a historical context with the lead up to like both events. And literally like those two incidents follow like the same like historic pathways. So like when I think about George Floyd, it makes me think about how the system of policing has been used by the United States government to keep black people in a subservient class. Like, that's what it makes me think about, how the police have been weaponized against us to uphold this system of slavery, mass incarceration, lynch mobs, just domestic terrorism. So that's what I think of when I think of George Floyd. I think of how policing has been used. And then it led to the whole defund the police and that sort of rhetoric. But that's rooted in the role of the police in keeping black people in a certain, keeping us down in a certain way. And when you think about the history of the Capitol riot of white people, them was the same American Revolutionary white people. Like that's the group of the quote unquote patriots. Like, that's the same group of patriots we got the right to bear arms against our government.
Which they believe is in the Constitution.
It is, though, but
that says that when you act, if you don't believe your government is serving.
But it's against tyranny. Like that, if you think about how them English white people had to fight against their king, like, they keep that same energy. Like, their stuff is rooted in historical, what they deem to be historical facts. I call it historical perception. So when you feel like you on a God-given mission, like literally, them white people felt like they was on a God-given mission. So if within your God-given mission, you can rape, pillage, kidnap, manifest destiny, do all this stuff, like, how can anybody tell you different? Those people who stormed the Capitol thought they was on a God-given mission. Like, and the crazy part to me is the response to each of those. They literally shut the country down during the uprisings. But they didn't think to erect an extra fence around the Capitol. Like, and so just the response, that's how I said, okay, like, there's a certain segment of America that was in on the whole stop the steal. Trump had a 7-point plan.
All right, y'all. We are going to talk about this some more, and I'm going to actually, when we come back, we're going to play the video of that they played yesterday, and we're going to have some discussion over it because I do think it's something you should take a look at. It's the Maze Jackson Show, 872-259-7474. Give us a call. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTVPN.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Up in the morning with the frown on my face, cause I know it's another day that I gotta face now. For people I don't wanna see, working at a job that I don't wanna be, breaking my back to the bone with nothing to show. But I got dreams and goals, but as soon as I clock in, I'm ready to go. So there's one thing I gotta know: why money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Give it to me. I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Rocking in that 9 to 5, got your girl hella tired. Why won't they let me be? Now I understand why my mama always used to ask. And I think money grew on trees. I got these bills after bills and they just keep coming. Working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. Adult life is gay.
Why money ain't free?
Why it ain't free?
Why can't you just give it to me?
Why can't they just give it to
I
me?
don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
Why money ain't free? Yeah.
Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
How the money ain't free. Every 5 minutes, kids bothering me. They seem to think that money grows on trees. Always asking for allowance and clean one thing. I'm sick and tired of my funds being low. Spent the whole bag on the groceries at the store. Got a little something, but I need a little more. And I'm a single mama, you should already know.
Why money ain't free?
Why the money ain't free.
Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it
Won't
to me?
you give it to me?
I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Why the money ain't free.
Why money ain't free?
Why money ain't free? Yeah, why money ain't free?
WIIFTVPM.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, it's a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppress us all.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis and my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Hey, y'all. Early voting has already begun. Y'all make sure y'all do what y'all need to do, right? If they ain't been with you, if they ain't stepped up for you, then, it's funny, Ruthie, I told you. Did I tell you that the Democratic Party is calling and polling about me?
Really?
Yeah.
That mean you important?
No, I mean they trying to decide if they can try and take some more whacks at me for being pro-black.
Oh.
So they trying to figure out right now if they say bad things to black people about Maze Jackson, will black people be like, get him? But they also trying to see how much does black people first matter, right? Like, You know, what they would like to find out is that black people are like, oh, we don't care about none of that black stuff. We just straight Democrat. And my thing is, what's in it for the black people? And I think what people are trying to figure out is, like, if you get a phone call, they're trying to figure out, and they asking you about all of these people. They are trying to figure out, does this black stuff really matter to black people? So understand, they're trying to call into your neighborhood. So if you are a heavy Democratic voter and people are calling you, they're calling you because they want to know, is this Maze Jackson crazy? Or is this black people stuff for real? Because they want to know, can they go hard against black people issues? Or if they go hard against the thing, you know, because they might want to think about it. You've seen the Democrats try how they've done Richard Irvin. They would want to try, you know, you saw how they do. They'll run.
Talking about the polls are different. That's why I don't know, babe. Sometimes I be believing when people talk about these polls and all this, but like if somebody called me, like I'll be like, I can't talk right now. Like
and then they go on to the next person though.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how much stock I put into those types of things nowadays.
I think they got some good science on how they do, and you might be withholding, but a lot of people won't. So the reality is, if you get the call, right, even if you don't, they're going to take someone else's information because you still fit the profile. So if you're a Democrat and you're a Democratic voter that votes in Democratic primaries, I might not get you, so I'm going to call the next Democratic voter on my primary list and see what they say. You might not. It's built for you not to talk, but somebody in that group is going to talk, and they got to keep calling until they get 500 people or whatever to get a random sample, and that sample is basically made up of like exact profiles of the state, of the county. So if it's, let's say, 500 people, you say what percentage of white women, what percentage of black women, what percentage of that is black men, what percentage of is white men, Asian, Latino, Hispanic. And then each phone call has a multiplier up to the actual population. So you would assume that after talking to black women, if I talk to 10 black women and 7 out of the 10 black women say positive things about or rate this guy above 50 or 70 or 75, then it determines what kind of messaging they'll use. So, yeah, it was crazy, though. Thank you to everybody who copied the poll and sent it to me. Shout out to the team. But that also means that our squad is voters.
What? Yes. Very politically astute.
So, you know what I'm saying?
It seems like they answer their phones.
Right. So if you ain't let me stop. I heard some people yesterday saying they was putting ketchup on their hot dogs. I was
in Chicago?
Yep. You know, it be your own people. It's okay though.
Do people do that? Like, does anybody eat ketchup on a hot dog? Like, maybe if you little and like you don't know.
Didn't I say a ketchup is for a kid?
Yeah, like in somebody else. Like Thank you.
Like you eat ketchup on a hot dog until you realize how a hot dog is supposed to be consumed. And if you're still eating ketchup on your hot dog, no one has schooled you to the.
Might be something wrong with you. I'm gonna take it that far. In Chicago, you better put some barbecue sauce on that.
Something. I'd rather have a burnt hot dog with some barbecue sauce than a ketchup burger.
That's interesting.
Yes, it's always best to participate.
Really?
Yes, Ruthie.
I don't.
So I'm just saying. So again, this is
I feel like that's like a. See, I feel like political models change, right?
And that changes based on you. Like, you're the political model. And if you don't answer the question, then
they got to figure out a different way to get to me. So am I supposed to adjust?
No, you say that you just answer the question. It ain't about, it's like you're not supposed to adjust because it's not asking you to adjust. It's just asking you for your opinion.
I'm talking about adjust by actually answering the phone.
Yes, you should. Like, to me, again, do you want to see negative ads or do you want them to answer the questions? That's a question they're going to ask. So if you don't, they'll be like, somebody else is going to do it. Like, I feel like the opinions of the people that matter don't make it because you busy saying, I ain't going to take the call.
Yes.
Okay. So you won't get what you want because they make the decisions based on the calls and on the poll. Like, everything literally goes against, okay, I'm going to make the decision based on the math. And so if I don't ever get Ruthie's on the phone, if I call Ruthie and Ruthie doesn't, and in my 12, I got 20 numbers to call. Ruthie doesn't answer, but Miss Johnson does. She's in the 20 numbers to call. So instead of anybody doing ads to reach your age demographic, they gonna keep going to Miss Johnson because I can't talk to you.
Yeah, because we don't answer the phone for numbers that we don't know like that.
Miss Johnson.
And if you call me talking about my first instinct is that this is a scam. This is fraud. How do you have my information? Please remove me from your list.
I got you. There you go.
Email me.
Okay. And guess what? And that's why
political models have to shift. Voter engagement has to shift.
I got you. What I'm saying is today, right now, it hasn't. So the shift in the model is I'm going to send you, can I get you? Now, the more scientific will be, can you get, does the poll have cell phones or is it just direct dial, right? Because most people have cell phones. I mean, is it home phones? Can you text, right? There's other ways to reach people. But again, the authenticity and quite frankly, the authenticity of the poll is like if you've got an actual true mix. But that's the best science that you can get. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I want to, but if you get a poll call, yeah, you should answer. Like, let me tell you what I love getting a poll call when it's like a brand. And they ask you questions about, do you prefer, right? Because then you can shift the type of commercials that they do, the type of information.
That's
it's like,
highly interesting to me.
Think about,
you want me to be in a focus group, give me a gift card.
So I'm saying in some cases they do if it's for profit. Like I think about when they will call you to ask you information about how you feel about anything. And I feel like so radio, TV, print, right? I had a friend who got a radio survey in the mail. I see the radio, this is Arbitron. That piece of mail that they threw away was representative of 50,000 people, right? Like 50,000 people. That decided whether What's in it for the Black People got counted on the media as a place that corporations buy because 50,000 people listen. They like, man, I'm not answering that question. So if they call you and say, hey, we're a consumer marketing firm, and they say, well, where do you get your news from? Ruthie might say, okay, well, I tune into the Mace Jackson Show, right? If you say I tune into the Mace Jackson Show, in their bank of history, and if I got 10 people that they call in, that means that 250,000 people in their mind actually listen to the show. So now they start to say, we got to allocate. How this works for some of us is with this polling, like what they're trying to find out. Do you know that the Democratic Party advertises in our show around us? So like right as we're talking, and as we're doing, YouTube ads are popping up in people's feeds for the Cook County Democratic Party, knowing that they're working against, because they know that a significant portion of the audience that they want to reach, the most engaged voters in the Black community, are here. Now, if nobody that listens to this show ever answers a poll, or ever answers a consumer marketing, or never says, where do you get your, like when they say, how did you see this ad? How did you find out about this? And it says other. If you never say Mace Jackson, we never get on the ad buy. We never get ad dollars. And so the people that they say, well, we've never heard of that. And then it goes in. So then you don't get advertising sales. What you find is that the Black people then don't get traditional ad sales because the white folks will answer and say, oh, I listen to BBM, I listen to blah, blah, blah. And then we wind up being in the community budget instead of the advertising budget. So instead of me getting a schedule of commercials, now I got to have festivals and I got to have parties and I got to have all these other things to be income when really my income is supposed to be from broadcasting this show. But if none of my people will ever answer the poll, if they'll never say other, Mace Jackson Show, we listen to Wiftaba Media will never make the ad buy schedule. Does that make sense? So
it makes perfect sense.
And so all I'm saying is that when I understand the suspicion, but again, if you get the opportunity to answer a poll, recognize that you are representing probably the voice of 20, 50,000 people, because they're only calling 500 out of the 4 million that live in this county. So your voice becomes in the space the voice of black women. So if they called you and said, how do you feel about Kamala Harris and Chucks and Pearls, but you like, I'm not taking the call, they say, oh, well, that's good enough, because they're going to call Ms. Johnson, who ain't going to answer, who going to be like, oh, I love it. And if the poll always comes back, well, yes, we love everything, or they only call the people who, because the distrustful people ain't going to say something, then they get the seniors who they gave the breakfast to. It's just a little crazy. So not fussing at all, but I do want you to understand that that's a big challenge of black media outlets, et cetera, is our traditional suspicion and our unwillingness to take it. I don't answer phone calls.
But what about the systemic racism that exists within advertising? That ain't got nothing to do with me not answering the phone, man.
The systemic.
That's because if you like.
Let me just go here. The systemic. If I call and it calls and it says that when you answered the phone, we said we want you to call this 1,000 people because this is our idea of the marketplace. And all of the black people say, I'm not answering. I'm not going to do it because it's difficult. We're the most difficult to reach in this space. No trip because of our level of suspicion. Then what happens is our piece gets shrunk because they have no quote unquote data to match it. So we can say it's systemic racism, and I'm okay with that. But I am also saying that when the time comes and they say, okay, Ruthie, you're the call, and your call is going to represent 100,000 people, and we're going to make a decision nationally because you're one of the people, and you say, I'm not doing it, right? Even if you call them and you say, I'm suspicious because of systemic racism.
No, I'm suspicious because of the amount of robocalls and spam calls that come to phones.
I got you.
I'm suspicious because you got my data and my information and you asking me these questions.
I got you.
Like,
and so
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so and if I'm not wearing that on my back, that I'm losing, like, because I'm representative of 1,000 people. Well, if you know that my demographic of people ain't answering our cell phones like that because we're highly suspicious of spam, robocalls, etc., then you might need to engage with my demographic a different type of way. That's why I started off by saying political models have to shift.
And I'm saying that
you can call Ms. Johnson if you know Ms. Johnson got a house phone. She gonna answer it probably.
And I'm saying that Ms. Johnson has also got a house phone, and Ms. Johnson is more likely to come out in a Democratic primary, right? So why do I need to talk to the other? If the person if this is my method and I call you and I say, yo, I'm calling you to ask you your opinion, and you say, did you call my phone? I don't give my opinion on my phone. Now, I know that this is where it's going to count, but I'm not giving you my opinion.
How do I know that?
Ruthie, I'm telling you it hasn't changed. And what I'm saying to you is right now, just in this case, not the world as we'd like it to be, the world as it is. Okay? Your phone rings. It is a polling company, right? Whether you know it or not.
I'm saying, how would I know?
Because you'll answer the phone and they'll say, hi, I'm calling from such and such. Do you have a moment to answer a few questions? Right? Now, immediately, they know that 1,000 people on their Democratic list are going to hang up. So that's why they get paid so much money, because they got to find exactly the right amount of black women who are in this category at this age. So they call you and they say, Ruthie, do you have a moment to answer a few questions? If you say no, then they go on to the next person that fits that, right? Somebody's going to answer. If you as a wise consumer now have gotten past that, right? This is us talking. You now recognize that when I answer these questions, this is going to put 100,000 votes in this bucket. So when they say, how do you rate blah, 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 right? Or no, do you like chocolate or vanilla? Do you listen to radio, TV, or print? What are the outlets that you get the most of your information from? All that's going down, but like you just put 100,000 votes down for Mays Jackson show, right? That even if nobody else says it, they like, damn, there's something in the universe in this demographic that makes this guy go. You don't understand that, right? Like, I do think it's a flawed model, but it is the model that exists. And all I'm saying is, if you have the opportunity and you're not suspicious, recognize that when you answer those questions, you are really speaking for a multiplier of thousands at a time. Because they're only going to take a sample of 500 to represent the whole state. And of that 500, it's got to be the exact same demographic. I'm not debating that they need to change the model to figure out how they reach people. But until that model changes, if you get the call and you're not worried about it, right? Like a lot of times they don't ask you, if they get to a point where they like, will you give your name? Usually they don't ask you for your name or your information because that doesn't really count unless it's somebody that's selling you something, right? But if it's just people just asking you questions, that is because somebody is trying to get information to make the decisions, whether it's advertising, whether it's campaign, whether it's what's the things that's going to make you tick. There's a variety of methods that people poll. Sometimes you can get a phone poll, and it'll just say push 1 or 2, right? Do you vote for such and such? That's probably not as reliable as having a person on the call that's willing to talk you through it and try and coax you through the process, because they're trying to also see what messages work. So they'll say, if I told you, Ruthie, so if I gave you a list of 5 things, rank them in order of what means the most to you. So if they said crime, taxes, rent, blah, 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 right? You looking at me like, I hate it.
I mean, I'm just a horrible candidate for these. I'm a horrible voter for those types of things because I don't answer my phone in that way. Like,
I don't either.
If you say I'm calling with such and such, I'm gonna block your number. I'm not going. So I'm just not a good poll person in that regard because I'm too mistrustful of spam calls and identity theft and data. And I'm too suspicious of who really on the other line. Yeah, you say you work for this poll company, but who done hired this poll company out? And how did you get my number? And what are you really looking for? And what will I say? Will that be held against me? So I'm just so mistrustful of that process. Now, I'm more inclined to answer a poll if somebody is stopping me in person that possibly looks like me versus calling my phone. Like, you send me a text message, I might read it, but I might reply and say, stop. Like,
I think we're debating the method, and I'm not really debating the method, right? The more sophisticated polling companies there's a plethora of services you can get. You can say, I want a push button poll. I can want live dialers. I want live people to go door to door. There's a variety of methods, and it really just depends on how much money you got, right? And how efficient. It's probably more efficient to have somebody just call through the list. How do they get your number when you register to vote? That's all public information, right? So I can go, when you register, whenever you file or whenever someone you go into a massive voter database and they continually collect information. And then the Democrats or Republicans, depending on where you're at, sell you back that data for your campaigns, right? So I can go to the Board of Elections and pull any one of our voting history for all of our lives and say, Ruthie, they're going to say, Ruthie, you voted in 2 out of the 3 last Democratic primaries. You're our target voter.
Pay me for a focus group.
And I'm saying,
that's how you can get me. Pay me for a focus group. You ain't getting my data and my information to use for your own devices.
And I would say that's why they just say thank you and move on and call, because there will be someone. And I understand the me and you, the me in it for you. But what I am saying is that essentially, if I am talking to us as BP1 or any of the other people, if one of those calls comes to you, just understand that you have 100,000 or something weight. That's all. Like, regardless of the method that it comes to you, if you pick up the phone, which is kind of what we were talking about, and you hear on the other line that this is such and such and we're calling on behalf of, recognize that you have the sphere of influence. Like, so if they didn't text you If they didn't email you and they got you on the phone, yours is going for $100,000. They probably ain't gonna call Ruthie, or they probably gonna get hung up on Ruthie. But for the people who had the phone picked up on them, who they picked up the phone and actually talked, understand how important that voice is. That's all. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, I want to move on to the January 6th committee. Riis, I'm going to go ahead and play this because I think it's going to run out of time. It's got 12 minutes. So switch over to the other side. We are going to turn on the January 6th committee findings, first primetime hearing, courtesy of CNN. This is Congressman Benny Thompson. He's the chairman of the committee and from Mississippi. I think this video is important for us to take a look at. So let's do it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I got nothing. It's me? How is it me? I'm saying I got the volume up.
You got something muted. See,
no,
did you hear that? In your ear, that's your computer. That little ding, that was you. You plugged in.
Okay. Let's close this. All right, give us a second. We're trying to get you the video from Congressman. Congressman Benny Thompson in the January 6th committee hearings. Here, I think we got it.
Violence and strong language. Without objection, January 6th. It's important that we remember exactly what took place. That this was no tourist visit to the Capitol. Most of the footage we are about to play has never been seen. The Select Committee obtained it as a part of our investigation. This isn't easy to watch. I want to warn everyone that this video includes violence and strong language. Without objection, I include in the record a video presentation of the violence of January 6th.
Proud of your boy! Proud of your boy! Proud of your boy!
Yeah, just for awareness, be advised, there's probably about 300 Proud Boys. They're marching eastbound in this 400 block of kind of Independence, actually on the mall towards the United States Capitol.
I am not allowed to say what's going to happen today because everyone's just going to have to watch for themselves. But it's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
Who's free? Our streets! Who's free? Our streets! Who's free? Our streets! We all on your side. Don't make us go against you. Understand the side. Pick a side. These are our streets.
$20 a picture.
I feel like they're doing this to document history.
I hope so. I hope so. Because if Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election. All Vice President Pence has to do is send it back to the states to recertify. And we become president, and you are the happiest people. Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us. And if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Cruiser 50, it does look like we're going to have an ad hoc march stepping off here. There's a crowd surge heading east.
We love Trump! 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 We love Trump!
Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you, I will tell you right now.
all your priority. We just had protesters. T-circle, breach the line. We need backup.
That's crazy.
Madam Speaker, the Vice President, and the United States Senate.
We're going to give riot warnings as soon as the outriders here. We're going to give riot warnings. We're going to try to get compliance, but this is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Cruiser 5 to 50, be advised, Capitol Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get into the Capitol. 50, I copy.
Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line!
42, we're about 5 miles out. We're trying to make our way through all this.
Does anybody remember watching this? Do you remember watching this on TV? Were you watching this in the crib when this happened? What did you think? What were you thinking when this was happening? I was watching. Remember, we were all locked up in the house still? Like, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. What would have happened if they would have been successful? What do you think they wanted to do? Like, what was the end goal? Like, they had military gear. Like,
we have a breach of the Capitol. Breach of the Capitol to the upper level.
Jack, be advised, they're requesting additional resources on the east side as they've broken into that window and they're trying to kick it in.
Without objection, the chair declares the House in recess pursuant to Clause 12B of Rule 1.
Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they were asked to previously certify. The U.S. demands the truth. Bring out Pence! Bring out Pence! Bring out Pence!
News. Look at that. Do you think this was racially motivated?
We can't hold this. We're gonna get too many fucking people. Look at this fucking man is swimming.
Look at that, is crazy. I mean, they straight in they
House members, they're all walking over now through the tunnels. We're trying to hold the upper deck. We're trying to hold the upper deck now. We need to hold the doors of the Capitol. I need court support.
I really don't know what stopped What? Stop it. Because they was whooping the police.
People getting shot.
There's an Asian guy. Remember the access.
Jack Cruiser 50, be advised that Capitol Police is going to start moving their resources inside. They're going to start the M4 officers first.
H208 with 4 members. The door's barricaded. There's people flooded the hallways outside. We have no way out.
In fact, officers still remaining on the house floor, on the 3rd floor, to use the subways themselves. It's time to evacuate so we can secure the members on the other side. Copy.
It's up to us people now, the American people.
And what are you ready to do?
One more time.
What are you ready to do?
And whatever it takes, I'll lay my life down if it takes.
Absolutely. That's why we showed up today.
They strapping up with bulletproof vests, sir.
$4 a week? Hey!
I'm coming in if you don't bring her out! Fuck you, son of a bitch! You back up!
I have myself on back. Crazy to come to that West Carolina truck for backup.
unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
That was the 12-minute video that was showed yesterday at the Trump hearings. I'm going to let you... Uh-oh. Yep. Stay there, though, because we're going to come back. I want to show you the Attorney General, William Barr. Y'all, that was... Did you... I guess my question is, what happens if they're successful? Like, was their goal to install Trump? And what happens if Trump stays in the space? I'm going to come back to Attorney General Bill Barr. Ready?
The presidential election in 2020. The American people voted him out of office. It was not because of a rigged system. It was not because of voter fraud. Don't believe me? Hear what his former attorney general had to say about it. I warn those who watching that this contains strong language.
No, just what I've been through. I had 3 discussions with the president that I can recall. One was on November 23rd, one was on December 1st, and one was on December 14th. And I've been through sort of the give and take of those discussions. And in that context, I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was bullshit. And, I didn't want to be a part of it, and that's one of the reasons that went into me deciding to leave when I did. I observed, I think it was on December 1st, that, how can you can't live in a world where the incumbent administration stays in power based on its view, unsupported by specific evidence, that there was fraud in the election.
Bill Barr, on Election Day 2020, he was the Attorney General of the United States, the top law enforcement official in the country, telling the president exactly what he thought about claims of a stolen election. Donald Trump had his days in court to challenge the results. He was within his rights to...
So, talk to me about this whole concept. Like, I don't know how how does this happen? So let me back up. Is there any equivalency to January 6th and maybe the videos that we saw post George Floyd? I feel somewhat like when white folks saw that people wasn't going to get mowed down after the George Floyd, that they felt like, well, if they get away with it, we finna show them how it's done. First of all, let's go back, because I think you hit on a nuance a little bit earlier. Do white people, who was rooting for them to be successful, Ruthie?
A whole section of the government. What the lawmaker that propped the door open for them? A whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of rank and file police officers who was intermixed within the crowd. I think that was really their idea of the catalyst to a civil war. That's what they was doing. And they came prepared. Prepared. There is no way that groups of black people would have got through the Reagan Airport or Dulles Airport, the Amtrak security, with no bear spray, no helmets, no shields, the wood that they used to build the gallows.
The sharpened.
Like, come on now. They would have shut that down. If you see a whole bunch of black people with some American flags calling themselves patriots, how would white people respond to that?
It depends on where they was. Like, if you was with them, I feel like the white folks in that crowd would have accepted black folks that came to that crowd. Now, you still be a second class citizen, but
there was some black people intermixed in there.
That's look like them, but act like me. So I ask you, how much of that do you think was racial?
All of it. It is about the preservation of a certain way of life.
So when you say a preservation of a certain way of life, like, and there's a civil war, what's the other side? Like, what's the two sides? Because I feel like both sides that's fighting in this civil war ain't us.
It's like 3 sides. It's like 3 or 4 sides. So,
because I feel like we saw this civil war in Wisconsin when it was Antifa versus Killer Kyle. Right? And I feel like the people that these guys got beef with, they mad at everything. But I feel like after they saw the Antifa, like, I saw them saying, do you remember the night when the George Floyd stuff happened in the U.S. government, and this was during the Trump era, and they would put the fence down, and the Antifa people would be fighting and saying, you can't put the fence down, but they wouldn't they wouldn't storm the cops. Do you remember that? It was like a fight for the fencing every night, because I actually thought that the Antifa people were going to storm the Capitol when Trump was there. But I feel like this was, I feel like the Antifa people was like, all right, we going out there. They was like, nah, we got a strategy to get to I do think they would have cooked Nancy Pelosi. I feel like if they would have got their hands on anybody, I felt like that was a lynch mob. Like, real talk.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Have groups of white people historically joined together to form lynch mobs?
Yes.
So it ain't no I think. We know. We can look at the historical record and see that that's how they move. How many of our ancestors was victims to these lynch mobs? To these lynch mobs of these police sergeants, these constables, these government workers, these congressmen in these hoods.
Which goes back to the Ted Cruz testimony. Dang. Let's go to the live line. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. Talk to me about this January 6th committee and what you saw in this video, and just where is there a civil war brewing in our country that we don't? Actually, I feel like it's already going on. But talk to me, Carly. What you got?
First of all, hey man, how you doing today?
All right.
Ruthie, how y'all doing? I just want to say, black people are hypocrites, and I'm gonna sound like a right winger when I say this a little bit, but I just gotta tell the truth. All right. Now, during the summer of 2020, during the George Floyd riots, I've seen crowds act similar, if not worse. Right? I'm here in St. Louis. They killed a black police officer, shot him in the head. Right, in the name of justice, saying this was in the name of George Floyd. Right, I looked at the riots that was taking place in Chicago when they were blowing up police cars all throughout the nation. I've seen this going on, right? And then January 6th, and some of the same people that are now saying, "Oh my God, this was a tragedy. This was so bad." Now, some of the same people, some of those same people during the summer of 2020, some of those same politicians are saying people are fighting for their freedom and people have been done wrong. Right now, I want you to think about this. I know you all remember this. When they were saying that Antifa was breaching the White House and Trump had to go to the bunker, they were making fun of Trump. They were calling him bunker boy. He's scared of his own people, right? Then we see Nancy Pelosi and several people in Congress do the same exact thing, had to run to the bunker the same way Trump did, right? My thing is, I think now I'm not saying I'm not saying people's anger was justified or unjustified. All I'm saying is you can't on one end say that you supported what happened in the summer of 2020 when people were aimed other people to feel it wasn't justified, right? And then turn around and say the people that did the same thing on January 6th was unjustified. Regardless of how you feel, it was someone that felt, some of those people felt, oh, they stole the election or they did us wrong. Regardless, it's Bacon's rebellion.
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, bro. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Maze Jackson.
Yeah. Ruthie Mo. Reach the ruler. Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments. Ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Look, Hey, check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and try to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up.
up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call, tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city, we built this city. Back, put this country together and gave them hella aid. Lot of blood, sweat, and tears over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants, they pay the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, forced sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Reach the Ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
WIFTPM. Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just a tired act. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play Ball, entertain, crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am trying to see what else is going on out here. It's Friday, right? What's funny?
Some of y'all mad about this little poll and stuff.
Oh, why they mad? Why they mad?
I don't know why they mad.
Oh, they don't be mad. I mean, that we just know we ain't gonna have Ruthie on the boat. It's like they.
Do you answer polls, Riis? Like, do you answer those types of calls? Like, what would make you or make you not
What
do
you mean,
it?
like, do I continue to, like, talk to him after I figure out what it is?
Yeah.
I think I only did one. Like, I did one. Yeah, like, they called and asked me about, like, the race and, you know, like, who I wanted to, you know, pick. And it was, like, one of them, like, you know, like, they be calling, they be, like, on behalf of, you know, this is on JP Pritzker. You know, how often do you think you'll be able to vote for JP Pritzker? Are you going to go out to the election? Like, you know, they ask you stuff like that. I only did it once, but the only reason why I did it, and I only did it after I had a job working at a call center because I knew that person. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I knew they was doing it. Exactly. So I knew they was doing it for that reason and that reason alone. So, yeah, but like, more than likely, you know, I do be like, dang, it's like a long survey, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I just feel like in life, as a black person, I always got to be representative of other black people. Whether I'm sitting in the college classroom, whether I'm in the doctor's office, like, so it's just some instances where I don't want to, I don't know. I can't, I'm not going. Like,
I mean, I don't think that it's, so I think my whole point in sharing it is not for the people who don't take the poll. I don't care if you don't take the poll because you don't factor into the decision process that's being made. So, like, I think there's two components of it. There's the me factor, which, I mean, the me and how you respond to it. And then there's the reason that I was really talking about the poll is because as a person who is the subject of the poll, I am asking the people that I know, if you are going to answer it, please understand what you represent. If you don't answer it, don't make no difference because they're not going to run the spot or they're not going to do it. Cause you see what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really care about who doesn't answer it. I'm telling you, if you do answer it, understand what you represent. Anybody that doesn't answer a poll because you don't like the method that they come doesn't change anything for the poll. Doesn't change anything with the message.
But you said it did. But you said it did, though.
No.
You said that by you not answering that one poll, you might have missed out on being representative of 50,000 people.
They're gonna put somebody else
going to be skewed and the ad dollars are not going to be reflective.
Okay, so let me get it right there. Your opinion won't. They're gonna fill in the number. If I gotta get 500 calls, whether you answer the call or not, they're gonna find 500 people. If you want your voice or your opinion specifically to be heard in that and for it to represent those 50,000 people, that's cool. But at the same time, they're gonna say, we talked to 50 black women. 50 black women won't be monolithic. But if you are one of the 50 black women that are polled, understand the value of what you're saying. That's all. It won't skew the poll results. It will, you would be considered probably on the fringe or the unlikely voter, right? So they're not necessarily targeting you.
But I'm not an unlikely voter.
I got you.
I'm not picking up no robocalls.
I got you.
And if it say scam likely, I'm definitely not answering.
And I'm saying that's great. When they decide what commercial they're going to run, it's not going to be based on whether they talk to you or not. It's going to be based on the people that they talk to. So So for Maze Jackson, right? If you pick up the phone, if you don't pick up the phone, it doesn't make a difference. If you pick up the phone and they say, what do you think about Maze Jackson? Right? We have two options. There's going to be somebody that says, I have no clue who he is. There's going to be somebody that says, I like him to 100, or I like him to 25, or I like him to 50. If you're one of those people, not the people who don't answer the phone, then you will determine the track that they take, right? And as they figure out how to be more inclusive or different ways to reach people, that's cool. But what I'm explaining to the people, only who accept the call and take it, is that your voice will be very heavily weighted in the decision that whoever is taking the poll. And once they get to 500 calls or whatever the number it is, they're going to cut it off. So if you are a person that takes a poll and you hear something that you like or don't like, or would like to have an impact on how people are judged, that only have the data from the calls, not from anything else, understand what you say, how important it weighs into it. That's it. I'm not telling anybody to take the poll. I'm not suggesting that you have to. I'm saying I would relish the opportunity because I recognize as an advertiser, right? If somebody says, do I like Fruit Loops or Cheerios? I can make more of a budget go to Fruit Loops or Cheerios depending on who I am. That's it. Now, I hope they do expand their process, but if in the event they don't, understand where you that answer the calls fit. That's all. I think they should do all types of outreach to every group in the whole entire universe to figure it out. I think there's a weighted scale. So I would say women from 35, Ruthie, you skew probably way higher, but the odds are that well, first of all, they probably called you because you are a 3 out of 3 or a 2 out of 3. So you vote all the time. So you automatically go into a pool of people whose opinions they're concerned about because you are a constant voter, right? So they want to say, if I could talk to all the best voters, and then out of that group of voters, there's going to be people that say, well, my decision is private. Like when you call phone bank at the office, some people tell you who they voting for. Some people be like, man, I'm not telling you nothing. You know, it's dinner time, click. That's a majority of the calls, right? And I think probably the people you're talking to are sensitive because they've been getting hung up on. They've been getting people saying, whoosh, 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 whoosh. So that's all. I'm going to let you close, though. Go ahead. What you got?
Nothing.
Just take the call. Hey, Ruthie, just take the call, man. That's somebody.
I don't know. I guess I'm more so, I'm going in the opposite direction to say, like, I understand how valuable that is, which is why I would not do it. And I know that might be flawed logic, but no, pay me if you want me to sit in a focus group. You're not about to just be getting my data, utilizing my data. I understand data manipulation, and I don't feel guilty about not answering these robo-spam calls. Like, and really, truly, like, if they really wanted my opinion, they would not be using this antiquated spamming method to get it.
That's kind of, I mean, they would. Like, that's the reason why you got people working on the phones. You know, you call them, hire people to come work the phones. And call them. You know, your call is really like a database.
And again, they ain't looking for me.
They are looking for you.
No,
they are looking for you. I
no,
worked
they're
at
not.
a call center. I'm telling you,
they're not looking for me because they know I'm likely not to answer.
See that? No, that's not. They don't look at you to see that you're likely not to answer. They're looking to see. So if it's about voting, that they're looking to see you're a voter. So I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to see, this is how these people get the early polls, the polls, you know what I'm saying, because these people have answered the phone saying, yeah, I'm voting for.
Let me ask you some questions.
Go ahead.
So if you are that person that works at that call center,
correct,
then you are likely performing a job.
Correct.
Hired by whatever.
Correct.
So if I'm asking you, okay, who you working for? What are the outcomes you're seeking? How is this data that you're collecting going to be used? Now, if they generally don't have the answers to those questions because they just the people that's working, making the calls.
Well,
so
true.
I'm
That's
always
come with
concerned
training.
about data manipulation and how my data and how my information is being used.
Well, listen, if they went down to the Black People First meeting every Saturday, then they would be trained on how to say it and then answer the question, because you are supposed to say, well, hey, we just using this information to,
hey, our
get
records
data.
indicate that you are a regular voter. Let me tell you.
That's it.
Right. Like
That's
if you're like, I'm gonna tell you, if it says, if you get a phone call and it says, hey, just like when you go knock on doors, like people are like, why you knock on my door? Well, because I'm an active, involved person. So, hey, we have your, hey, Miss Moore, we got your information from the Board of Review or the Board of Elections, and it shows that you're a regular primary voter. It also shows that you vote by mail. Will you be voting by mail this time? Now, that to me is a disarmer. Now, if you automatically...
No, that is no.
So hold on.
How you got all my data? How you know that all about me?
Because you fill it all out, and it's a matter of...
That is a red flag to me, though.
And guess what?
Arming.
And guess what?
I get you.
I got you, and then guess what?
Two different worlds. This ain't the same world. This ain't 1950 no more, where you could just call somebody landline.
And so guess what? That's when we say, thank you for your time. Because it's no point in me trying to get the information that I'm trying to get from you. That, like, I feel like I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm going to go on to the next damn call.
Because it's your job. You getting paid to do it.
It's not, but it's the same data that they're going to make the 500 calls and they're going to hit the number. Whether you participated in or not.
It just ain't going to be me.
I wholeheartedly agree. Now, so I'm saying thank you, Ruthie. Now, to people who every day listen to the show to do politics. If you receive a poll call, understand what you are representing. We're not talking about Ruthie now. Ruthie has decided she's not going to pick up the call. That's her data. God bless her. She has that right. Now, if you are a what's in it for the black people first person that wants to see whether they're going to run crazy ads, if you are going to, you're going to be determined